It's like going to a Black Friday sale at Wally World, and everybody is standing outside the store waiting to get in. Listen, you have got to not only be agile, but baby, you got to be conditioned and ready to slip and move at a moment's notice. Those spots fill up fast. I mean super fast. And I told my husband, babe, I need you to jump in there, get my classes, and slip on out, okay?
Yeah. I've been down so in love like. 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 In love like.
Y'all, I'm coming in for a new studio vlog. I don't even know the last time I've started one like this. My studio is a mess because I'm working on this table back here and I am cutting fabric. Then on this table, the table that you are on, I am, what am I doing here? I have the stuff for the legit kits. Yeah, I'm waiting for this iron to heat up. I have the stuff for the legit kits. I'm starting the next step right now. Let me turn y'all, girl, you crooked. I'm about to start the next step. Y'all, I thought I was about ready to start, girl. I feel like it is 15,000 steps to do these steps, but you know what? You know what? It is what it is. So, I have a couple of things that are coming up. Y'all, while I'm talking to you, I'm sort of hoping. Okay. I have my hoop up here so that I can put the new quilt on there. And so I have to move this. So I need to do that. I'm not ready to do it just yet. I'm also going to do some, the small like mobile ironing board. I am pressing some of these fabrics. And listen, I'm not even gonna lie and tell you that I don't have 50 million projects doing 50 million things, because I will be telling a fib. So therefore, instead, I'm just gonna keep it 1,000. So what's happening back here is I'm cutting potato chip pieces, potato chip blocks, and I'm also cutting 2-inch squares for a postage stamp quilt. For the postage, you've seen this before. I'm putting them in here because this is going to be the upcoming quilt that I'm working on. And what I did, I went through this tub of scraps and I started pulling out all of my favorite like colors. And I also had some that were already like pieces of fabric, like for example, this already cut in big chunks. And yeah, I think one day I'm just gonna go through this and just start turning them into blocks, because the more I cut and make into pieces, the more it seems like I have. Like it just multiplies. Like what in the world? I'm also hitting some of these pieces with an iron because they've just been thrown in here and it just makes my cuts better. So with that said, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to kick off this vlog, which we're doing right now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the next step in my, for the Monarch Legit kit, which is, I'm going to, what am I going to do? I need to take the big chunks. Y'all, I'm literally going to be sitting here talking to you and cutting these blocks because I want to get this off this table. I'm not trying to do a whole bunch more. I'm not fooling myself into believing that I'm anywhere near what I need to be at in order to do an entire quilt. But I do think I have enough to at least get started. And so that for me is enough. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing. As an aside, y'all, I low-key think I want to get more. This is not a stable base. I low-key think I want to get more of the creative grid rulers. I love that they already have the non-slip stuff on the back. You know what? Hold on. Let me move you real quick. Okay, I've moved you over here, and this way I can actually work and talk. Y'all, this iron is perfect for this kind of stuff, like pressing in between, piecing. Y'all know the light is different when you're under the light. Pressing in between, like doing now, like just, you know, knocking wrinkles out. Like it's a good iron. I just don't think it stays hot enough in between big projects. So with that said, I am pressing, just using this temporary, like little small mat. This is the mat I take when I go to quilting classes and quilt retreats, because they usually have irons, but it's never enough. And it's always, you know, either you got to get there really early or there's a line. So I have a small travel iron that I take. And I take the travel iron and I use it with that board. So, and then it has a cutting board on the other side. So it's perfect for like when you're doing paper piece, you're doing any sort of like stitching where you have to stop and press like, think log cabin, 9 patches, if you don't want to just keep finger pressing. I'm taking this big chunk and just cutting it into 2-inch strips. This is too big. And so yeah, so I'm cutting these. I don't have much left to cut. At least I don't think so. I'm gonna just do the ones that I have. And I've decided that I'm not gonna overthink it. It's my first one. And I don't want it to take forever. I want to have a good time. Of course, I'm not just doing it regular, because what fun is there in that? I knew I had it. I was like, where's my small? But yeah, before I moved, you guys, I think I want to get more of the Creative Grids rulers. I think I have 4 of them. No, I have this. Oh, I may have 4. I know for sure I have 3, but I think I might have 4. And I just really like them, especially for sometimes these smaller pieces. Man, they can shift on you in a heartbeat. And having the little non-slip, little whatever you want to call it on the back side. Also, I love that they have white and black lines. 1, 2, 3, half. Because it doesn't matter what color the fabric is, you can see what's going on. So I was just like, okay, all these little things is starting to make this look like a really good option. So here's another set that is done. This looks like it's too big. So I want to also show you a couple more things before I close out this update. Let me just hit this with a little iron. This is another one of those fabrics that I bought a long time ago in a fat quarter set from Joann's. And as a whole piece, it looks almost muddy. But when it's cut down in smaller pieces, it looks so pretty. Okay. Where is it at? Oh, so here's an example. See how it's kind of like all these spaces, but when you cut it down to smaller pieces, it looks pretty. See, it's almost like it just makes it like quiets it a little. Okay, the other update that I was going to show you are these. So I have this journal cover done and this journal cover done. Y'all, listen. Now, I still need to do some stuff, but for now, it's really nice. This is going to be my outside. This is going to be my inside because I did machine binding all the way on this, and I remember why I don't like it. Versus on this one, I did machine and then I hand stitched it. But this Pellon that I put in here is kind of like, it's not stiff, but it's stiff enough. And let me tell you, trying to put that little bitty needle, bang, I was working. Now, the other thing that I've had to deal with is the fact of I can't figure out how I want to do my closures. So I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to, I made this like a bias. And what I did, this is for the peacock one. And I sort of finished off the end. I did two, what do you want to call it? Just lines of stitching. I'm sorry, y'all. You are right under the light. Let me bring you a little bit closer. See if this will help. Sorry. Okay, here we go. I did two lines of stitching. And I even considered hand sewing a little. Y'all, I have a ton of this. I've told you that a million times, but I literally have a ton of it. I was thinking about taking this with an embroidery needle and just stitching right down the middle with this, like, it's like a gold color. This gold color, you know. And I think I might try it just to give it a try. I have a ton of it. I mean, and it's gonna go with this, because look. And then the last part, which I'm gonna show y'all in a separate video, or at least what I think I'm gonna do. I have the, here's the tie that I have for the slow stitched cover. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and do the second stitching on this one the way that I did on this, because I love the way that it looks. And I almost hate that I did this one so short. I could do another one. I do have enough to do another one and maybe just do it as a 2-string. So we'll see. For this one, I have these buttons that I thought would go really pretty. Like, pick one. But I don't think I'm going to use the buttons. I'm not sure yet. That's why I haven't put it on there. But what my mind is thinking, this one is going to be a watercolor journal. But I'm going to just do an example with some handmade signatures that I made. So I'm just going to do this as an example. So it'd be something like this. And then I'm going to do, like, I want this to have enough room to move around just in case if I want to do mixed media or whatever I decide to do. And so I was thinking, y'all, Tasha was like, okay, that's too much. But I'm going to tell y'all, okay. I think I'm going to do like both of these straps in some way. Y'all, I'm making this up as I go. So I'm going to attach it like here or something, because I don't want to attach it to the spine, because I need to sew these signatures in. So that's one thing I'm being very mindful of. And so I kind of want to do them maybe like on the back, and then it can just wrap around like this. Now, I think she didn't, y'all, this looks very, very like messy right now, mainly because I'm just holding it, I'm balancing it, the pages are slipping on the inside. But I was watching this dude, and then I think I'm going to put like in the middle some sort of like beads or charm or something like that. He was talking about how I think he was talking about Japanese handmade or Japanese handmade journals, that there's a good sign of being able to wrap it 5 times. And I don't know, and he even said some biblical things, but I'm going to tell you what I did like about it. Not necessarily that wasn't bad. I mean, it just was whatever he was saying. But what I did like about it was this thought of having, I'm going to say in the way I digested it, having a long, whatever you call this, tail, wrap, whatever, means that whenever it's time for you to sit and journal, it takes you a minute to get into the process, right? Like you have to almost like focus on what you're doing to get going. And basically it's an opportunity to clear your mind before you start journaling. And then when you wrap it up to end, it's also the same thing of almost like clearing your mind to start journaling, and then clearing your mind to enter into your day after you journal. And I loved the thought of that. And so this one that I'm making is for me. And so I was like, you know what? I could make this whatever I want it to be. And so I am letting myself marinate on it while I decide how I want to sew those signatures in. Because you all will not be surprised. The class that I'm in, that is not how the woman taught us to do the journals, okay? So therefore, the instructions in the class are not that helpful to me. So your girl went a little bit rogue, which, I mean, shouldn't surprise many of you. I'm cutting this. It shouldn't surprise you. If it does, stay around a little bit longer. And you will, 1, 2, 3. You will see exactly that sometimes it's just how I roll. I like being inspired, but then making it your own. I just do. And I just don't get a whole lot of time to do it. And so when I just get an inspiration, I'm a goer. I just do it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, all those are done. I have this last piece, but I remember just now that I told myself I was going to cut this into a 5-inch square. And then I will be done cutting these. And I've decided that I want to just do one block. I have the center pieces already on my design board because I just want to do one and start figuring out my measurements and deciding if the way that I want to do it, whether I like the final look of it. Because I'm not sure. I've never done it before. So I have a few options along with the just base colors that I have. I have a whole container of fabrics that I've just been cutting. Honestly, I've been cutting those fabrics for years before I even knew what a potato chip block was. I've said this before, but I remember, I think her channel is So Very Easy or something like that. She did a scrap quilt years ago, and I liked the measurements. So I started cutting on them a long time ago. And then I think a few years ago, the potato chip quilt, you know, started popping up. And again, this is the joy of having stuff marked. And so I just started doing that. And so I was like, oh, okay, well then I'll do that. So now what I'm going to do, those are done. I'm going to put, so all of these in here are all potato chip. And I know it's not enough. I don't think that's going to be enough to do a whole quilt. These, I've showed you this before, but I'll show you again, are going in here with the other 2-inch. Y'all, I've been wanting to start this one so bad. Oh, so while I do this, so another update that I was meaning to say, I just almost forgot. I registered for the Quilt Festival in October. I am so excited. So y'all, we had a little bit of a snaggeroo. So what happened is, you know what? I need to do 2 things at once. And I gotta pick which one I really want to do. I kind of want to cut these. So they sent the email saying that registration was opening and telling us when, you know, they would send the link, and that we were getting the email because we had signed up last year. And so I was like, okay, cool, great. They give us the day and time, and I hit the floor because I can't do that day and time because I was teaching. We have a boot camp going on in our in my company to teach. Ooh. Y'all want to do these. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to keep talking to you, and I'm going to press these real quick. I'm going to make sure that iron is still hot. I'm going to press them so when I come in early in the morning on my break, they're already ready to cut. That's what I'm going to do. So, sorry. So they tell us, you know, when we're going to, you know, and I can't do it because I'm teaching. Y'all, so I wrote my husband in. So I'm like, babe, I'm like, I need your help because now this is a binding strip. I want to leave this because that can be used on something. So I'm like, babe, I need your help. I can't. I want to register for my classes. Y'all, last year, when you start registering for that festival, if you've never done it before, y'all listen, it's like, I don't think any of these are going to work. Y'all, this is the way I like to describe it. It's like going to a Black Friday sale at Wally World, and everybody is standing outside the store waiting to get in. Listen, you have got to not only be agile, but baby, you got to be conditioned and ready to slip and move at a moment's notice. Those spots fill up fast. I mean super fast. And I told my husband, babe, I need you to jump in there, get my classes, and slip on out, okay? So listen, I looked at the thing, I studied the classes, I put everything together for him in a document. So all he had to do was enter everything in. I had the codes, I had the day of the week that it was being done, I had the time of the class, so he wouldn't get confused, because he really wouldn't know what he's looking at, you know? I mean, he would, but if you're trying to do something fast and you don't want to mess up, the last thing you're doing is reading all the fine details, you know? So I did all of that so that he would be able to do it. Y'all listen, He is the real MVP because I got in every one of the classes that was my number ones. So not only did I have what classes I wanted, y'all, I'm trying to just pull out the pieces that are at least 2 inches. He got the oh, that's what I was gonna say. So what I did when I put together my list was I put all the classes that I was interested in, and then I put stars by the ones that I really wanted. Because what happened to me last year is I just knew let's call them my first picks. I knew my first picks, but I didn't have backups. And because I didn't have backups, by the time I figured it out, because there's so many classes on so many days, it was just honestly a lot to take in, that by the time I figured it out, they were gone. Or I was put on a waiting list. And their waiting list is ridiculous. I'm just saying that for the record. It is ridiculous. If you ever get on their wait list, what they do is they'll notify you when your name is up. But if you don't check your email every day, and I don't, because I have a lot of stuff coming in my email. So when it's time for me to sit and do email, I got to have my brain on straight. So I don't. So if you miss it, and they give you only a certain amount of time, which I understand because people want to get in. I get that. Y'all, I'm just going through all these. All of these I'm going to have to do something else with because they're too small. One of the things that I do, which I probably should stop doing, whenever I have a big chunk of fabric and how you cut, I'm left-handed, but, well, I'm not going to see another here, no there. When I lay out the fabric and I cut to get a clean cut on the left-hand side, sometimes if I have enough fabric and it's extra, I'll just cut a little bit more, like over 1 inch, something like this size, because it becomes a really great base to do a crumb quilt. And I don't make it super big. This is maybe 1 inch. But if I were to sew something on both sides, then this is so cute. If I sew something on both sides, it will still show, even with, the 1/2 inch gone for the seam allowance. So anyways, so after that mishap last year, when I sat down to sort of review the course offerings, I decided to put my top picks and put my secondaries, and I also balanced out, my schedule. So if if I couldn't get in this class, then do these two. I kind of felt like I liked the classes from last year more than the ones that I saw from this year. So I don't know what that was about. It kind of felt like they had a theme going on, but I couldn't really tell what it was. So, that one was kind of hot. And what I'm doing right now is I'm pressing while I talk. And so therefore I end up just going with what I wanted to do. So I did one long arm class. It was a long arm class that is meant to, this is not gonna work, to create like a long arm stitch sampler. And I thought that would be nice. And then, this is not big enough. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, it's right at it and a half. So I did that. I also did a hand quilting class. I did, let me see. Y'all, this is really vlogging, okay? Let me just go to, I did a hand quilting class. I like doing those type of classes in person. I find that I'm learning so much if I already am doing the stuff sort of on my own, and then you go to the class and you can kind of round it out. Okay, I did hand quilting. I said that. I did the free motion catalog, and the free motion catalog has been done on a sit down long arm, but they said it can be done for if you want to do it on your domestic machine, which wasn't for me, but that's what they have. Then I did one, what I would consider project-based class, where you do the project in class. And I haven't done those before. And judging by this, I don't know if I'm going to like it, but I like the look of this technique, and it's something I've been wanting to learn. So it is for like a stained glass look. And so I'm looking forward to it. So I'm doing that. Then they had Kawandi. Listen, I have been stalking Kawandi. Kawandi is how I found the slow stitch stuff. So I did that. When I saw they had that, I was so happy. Y'all, that day is gonna be just lit. Then, y'all, I have a whole day-ish with the same instructor. I signed up for 2 of her classes, and I thought they looked familiar, but y'all, I was in a hurry just trying to get the stuff and give it to him. And it is for hand piecing. I said, who is she? Y'all, I signed up for a hand piecing class. And I'm serious too. I'm gonna go. I am a goer. I'm just cutting this off because this is less than 2 inches, but this is enough. So, yep, I sure did. I signed up. Oh, is this 2? Oh, it is 2 inches. But barely. So, I signed up for that. She had 2 classes that both covered hand piecing, but not just regular hand piecing. She has this technique I'd never heard of, and I don't know if it's a technique that she created or what, but y'all, the quilts look beautiful. And I'm like, I'm already doing English paper piecing. I'm doing Quilted as you go hexies. What's the difference of adding hand piecing in there? And when you see these quilts, oh my gosh, they are beautiful. And the point of it, actually, let me get it. Hold on. Yeah, I'm just pressing these big, they're not big chunks, but they need to be cut down. I want to have some, I say I'm going to test it, but I don't know. I want to have a different colors, not different colors. I'm going scrappy with the potato chip because I'm using scraps, but I want to have like on some of them where the center blocks are surrounded by a solid-ish color. I have several solid colors where I'm just going to use, honestly, the same fabric. Y'all, like right now, I've been sitting here doing these pieces. This thing is already starting to get cool. It really, I'm telling you. And this mat actually holds heat. It reminds me of the wool mat, but honestly better. Because, baby, this thing has got a little, like it's, what do you want to call it? Like it's like firm. like, I don't, it's firm. It feels like, let me tell you what it feels like. It feels like my other board that I used to have that died on me, or it's somewhere around here. When I made my own small quilting board, that's what it feels like. Like it was just enough of something underneath it to give it a little bit of bounce back. But it means that you can press stuff really flat. And so, let me let this warm up. The description that she had on that thing, both of them were essentially the same, but they look different. Here's what it said. Discover the joy of hand piecing with an at-home or on-the-go patchwork project when a sewing machine is unavailable or inconvenient. In this workshop, participants will use, it's called patchwork play, fabric stamps that drastically reduce hand piecing prep time. Become proficient in simple, practical, and precise techniques that allow for a peaceful, and that is P-I-E-C-E, full hand piecing process, and organize your project so it is compact and convenient for on the go. Dozens of beautiful samples will be available to spark your creativity. With hand piecing, an at-home or grab-and-go project is always available, and formally idle or unrewarding time becomes an enjoyable and productive patch, P-A-T-C-H, patch of time spent with your favorite hobby. So, this thing is, y'all, sometimes when they be doing this, I don't understand what they be doing with these prices. Because some of these classes, I think they're a little bit expensive, but the way I have started thinking about it is because my schedule is so busy now and I'm teaching more, I am not going to classes like, because I used to go to a class at least every month, 1 or 2 classes a month. Even if I didn't go to do the project in the class, I used to do it just to get out. And then because I'm not able to do that because of my schedule, it means I'm not spending that money that I would have on those classes. And so basically I'm just saving that up throughout the year to go to the Quilt Festival. And I'm still spending much less than I would if I was doing those classes every month. So honestly, I spend less than what I was probably spending on maybe 6 months worth of classes. And sometimes I would do more. And then because you're going to the class, you're going to the quilt shop and you're buying fabric or you're buying whatever it is they do in the show and tell or whatever. So that's just like bare minimum the money that I'm saving. And when I go there, I don't really buy a lot of stuff. I'm overwhelmed by all the options. So that is, y'all listen, that ends up saving me a lot of money. It's too many options. So, and honestly, I'm not overwhelmed because I don't even try to. So that maybe that's not an accurate way of explaining it. But, y'all, I'm almost done. I only got 3 more pieces to press. So that's what I signed up for. Again, the real MVP is my hubby. You know what I'm saying? He's a keeper. And then he came in. Listen, y'all, I was in my class. He came in. He gave me my little printout showing me my confirmation, said it was in my email. Listen, who was a happy camper? Damn. I was so excited, and I'm so excited about these classes because I learned so much last year. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to try my best to do a little bit of vlogging this year, but it was just too much going on. I don't know. I'm not going to say I'm going to vlog, but I do think I'm going to take more clips. And, yeah. Okay. Those are pressed and prepped. The only thing I am going to cut, I'm not going to cut the, I'm not going to cut the small ones. I'm going to wait on the small ones, but I am going to cut these big ones because they're big enough to be 5-inch squares. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut these and put them in the 5-inch container. And then I can spend just a few minutes before we go down to watch a movie with doing the next step in my legit monarch. Y'all, I was not meaning to just talk straight through. This may be just a straight up chat and talk with me or whatever. Crafting chat. So I spent a big chunk. This is too small. I love a good 9.5-inch ruler. I spent a big chunk of the day this weekend, well, today and a little bit yesterday, doing research on the next step for my monarch. And the reason why I say that, y'all, is because I realize I do not want to get myself turned around. Because y'all know, listen, I already said my tendencies. So therefore, I'm like, here we go. I did a stack of 5-inch. So I don't want to get myself all off track from the beginning. You know what I mean? So hold on. So, and this table, I'm still going to have to leave it up to be able to cut. Well, I can move this over there and take this table down. Maybe. So, I'm going to do that for now. Oh, that's what I could have done. Y'all, I got that, I really could have done that. Do I want to do that? I'm going to do a few blocks and see. I did an unboxing for it. I bought those fabrics from Angela Walters. Hold on. Sorry, I'm in your face. Angela Walters is free motion challenge last summer. I think I already told y'all I did not like those fabrics. The fabrics are beautiful. There's something about the way that they feel, and I really wish I'd heard someone else say that. And I don't know if it's just because I have not purchased a lot of, I think they're considered digital prints. I don't know what it is. All I know is I don't like the feel of them. And therefore, I really have no intentions of putting them in a quilt with something else. Or I don't know if I should wash them. I'm not a person that washes the fabric beforehand. Listen, it just is. That's just my truth. But I don't know what else. I don't know what else to do with them. So I was like, I just realized just now that what I might do is I might, oh, don't do that. I might just cut those down and just make it its own quilt. I have bought the panel and some of the fabrics because I thought the fabrics looked pretty. And then I bought those fabrics to maybe add an additional border on to make the quilt just a tad bit a tad bit bigger. And yeah, so I might do that. I need to put that in my notes because it's a whole thing. And the colors are colors I absolutely love, which was why I bought them. And it will go with this idea. And then what I could do is do the quilt with just those fabrics. And when it's done, before I quilt it, I would probably, quite honestly, just put that on my long arm. And then before I did that, wash it and see if it just feels better after the washing. So I will know for future reference, but I doubt if I buy any more of those. I just didn't care for it. So anyways, with that said, I'm about to bounce. This has been a whole thing. So with that said, let me know what you are working on. Y'all, I'm sure I'm going to start doing a few more of these. Honestly, before I go, I'm going to say that I am about to put the quilt that I basted on my frame. That's why I brought my frame up here. The only reason why I haven't is because I need to have somewhere for it to be able to sit. And it may be in my husband's camera. But I might be able to just let it sit in here. That's why I got to get this table down. So that's the other thing, because it is really big and that hoop is, 18 inches. So what I'm thinking is I'll put it on there, put the center, and I think I've said before, but let me show you. I have these containers. Yeah, I can't really pick it up. How big is this container? I think it's a 15-gallon container. So what I'm going to do is, and honestly, I just answered my own question. I'm going to put the rest of the quilt off in the container and just sit the hoop with the lap pillow on top. So when I lift it out, I'll just be able to pick up. So then I wouldn't even need to have to put it somewhere. I think I just answered my own question. It wouldn't be on the stand all the time, but I can just get my stand out. I think I just fixed that problem. Do it. Only do it. Yes, they will. Okay. So that's the decision. So I'll try my best to record it. I have no idea what's going to happen because it is so big. And even though I'm a little bit scared, I'm going to start in the middle. The only reason why I still have time is because I need to get I'm waiting for a heron marker to come in. I've decided that I am going to mark it with the heron marker instead of using chalk or the water soluble. But I will say for the record, that water soluble pen is the truth. Y'all, you miss the thing and it disappears. Like the woman said it and I believed her because I spent my money on it. But to see it with your own eyes and you just barely missed it, it didn't need to be soaked or nothing. It went away. I was just floored. So it was this marker. I bought, this wasn't the one she recommended, but I bought this one because I think it was the better price. Because didn't want to spend a whole lot and I just wasn't sure. But it was the Erasable Sewing Pen by Mr. Pen. And it was 5 of them in here. And this is what I used. It held up well to manipulation. It stayed on there. I honestly feel like it did better than the chalk, the rolling chalk. Because some of the chalk, it sort of rubbed off. So, yeah. So I liked it much better. Let me make sure this iron is off. Okay, it is. So yeah, I'll be waiting on the marker to come in. And once it comes in, it's like a herringbone. I have one for paper crafts, but I don't want to put that one in my sewing case because it won't be in here. And so that's what I'm waiting on. Once I do that, I'll definitely bring you guys along for that because I'm nervous, but I'm just gonna do it. And I did the plan already. I've been practicing. I'm getting so much better. I'm getting much faster, even though being fast isn't the goal, but being able to set up, getting in and out of the process, being able to rethread and all that stuff is just right on. My sewing case is bomb.com as far as the materials and everything, having everything that I need on hand. I really wish I would have gotten another one of those sewing cases, but I didn't. And so with that said, that's what I got going on. So with that, your girl is out. So this is what you need to do. Drop down to the comments and let me know what you are working on. And this has been a great, just kind of catching up, letting you know what I'm doing, as well as me cutting and pressing. And I got that all done. And now I'm about to start working on this, which you will see in another update soon. These are the paper patterns for the Legit Monarch quilt. And I think that's it for today. So if you haven't done so already, don't forget to thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel. And I want to just go ahead and give a shout out to some of you who have been around for a long time. Thank you so much for your support, and welcome, sis, to all of the new subscribers that have been coming in over the past month. I'm really, really thankful. And I've been getting a lot of views on my shorts as well. I've been doing some updates there for my hand stitching, because they don't normally make my vlogs because I just do them, upload them, and delete them. So they're not just on my phone. So that's neither here nor there. Thumbs up, subscribe. I'll see you all in the next video. If you haven't done so already, this is coming up on a Thursday. Go ahead and check out my Saturday vlogs so you can see what I'm working on up close and personal. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video, okay? With that said, your girl is out. I'll see you all hopefully sooner than later. Take care and goodbye.